Hey everyone, welcome back to Comic Book Corner. And guys, we're getting ready to do another comic book review, and it is me, Mike Spider Slayer. So welcome back, guys. So today we are going to be talking about my favorite Marvel Now series to date, and that is Blam! 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 That's right. All New X-Men. Issue number 5. I cannot believe we are on issue 5 with this book already. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of hard to believe, but they're just popping them out left and right here on Marvel. And but if there's one title that I cannot wait to read, every single month or every week for that matter, almost, it's this particular book right here. And honestly, every issue has been phenomenal. I mean, I don't have nothing but great things to say about this. So I hope you guys are on board for All New X-Men. It is phenomenal. This is one of my favorite covers to date on this book. The story kind of really revolves around Jean Grey, and the cover. At first, I thought when I was reading the issue had nothing to do with the inside of the book. But there is something that I'll show you on the inside that does, and it's worthwhile. But before we start, our book is written by Brian Michael Bendis, and I wish he wrote the X-Men all the time. I think he's doing a phenomenal job with it. I honestly think he's doing better than Avengers for some reason. I don't know. He seems to get these characters, and it's great. The artwork is done by Stuart Immonen. I can't say his name. Immonen? I can't say it. I say it all the time. The artwork in this book has been very consistent, I think, up until this point. I don't know. There's something different about the artwork. There's something, I don't know if it's the inks that are different, but certain things in the actual book itself seemed not quite there. It seemed a little rushed. Facial expressions are not all there. It seemed a little lazy at times. But you don't get the exact art that you see in the cover, where in the cover, inside the interior art, it was in the first 4 issues, it was flawless. This time you see the little bit of laziness in the book, I think, especially when it came to pages like this, and you see Kitty Pryde here. You see that there's just not much facial expression, a lot of blankness, and maybe a couple dots for eyes. So that's where it seemed it lacked a little bit on compared to previous issues. Story-wise, though, itself, it was great. In the beginning of the issue, you actually see Beast in his past form, not in his current form. And at first I was a little confused. I'm sitting here going, dude, what's going on? But basically what's happened is younger Hank McCoy is basically, I guess, doing surgery on Hank, and he went through cardiac arrest, and he's trying to keep him alive while he's going through this further mutation. And at the same time, we see Hank talking to Jean Grey. And you can see here he puts on this outfit, and she's kind of like, what am I wearing? And Hank is just sitting there going, dude, you're wearing a Marvel Girl outfit. And she's like, wow, this is weird. She's shocked, and you can see the facial expression. But it's a cute outfit on her. It looks good. It's Hank's favorite, and it's really cool. During the surgery, you see younger Hank make his appearance in the book, and they're, talking to each other, and Jean is just sitting there going, this is weird. This is confusing. I don't know what's going on. Like, help me, And, and at the same time, too, Hank is kind of, he doesn't have an answer for Jean Grey's telepathy, mind reading or anything like that, how she can do it about a year earlier than she did in the past. So it's pretty interesting stuff there. So in this issue, we come across Benjamin, who was the other who was the mutant that was discovered by Cyclops. And in this issue, you don't really see too much of Cyclops. It's just really one scene, because this issue focuses on Jean Grey and Beast. But little do you see in these couple of pages, you see him basically recruiting Benjamin. And Benjamin gets transported to the new Charles Xavier School for the Gifted, and he gets transported, and you can see like Magneto there in the background kind of working on things there. He's using his magnetic powers and just putting all the stuff together. So that's pretty cool. And then here we get to see Kitty Pryde, you know, going along with Hank. Just, you know, Kitty just saying, you know, you can do things unpredictably, and you know, and Hank is he's tough-minded here. He kind of puts Kitty in his place, and in her place, and he's saying, I've done more for him than any of you have, and it kind of shuts Kitty down here, and you can see that in that actual panel there, which was kind of like, ooh, slapping the face towards Kitty. You know, so as the issue goes along, we see Hank and Jean talking with each other, and he's saying that there's things that, you know, you're going to see. There's things that are going to happen to you, and you know, and he's like, go into my mind, find out my mind. And she's like, I don't know if I can do that yet. And he's just like, you know, open your eyes, just concentrate. And Jean Grey winds up seeing everything that's going to happen to her in the future. This is a big spoiler in the issue, so if you don't want to see this page or what happens, just fast forward the video just a couple minutes or a minute or so. But I do suggest you check out the AR if you haven't already. All right, so here we go. In this book, you have AR. A lot of the ARs suck, to tell you the truth. It's not worth that extra $1 that they charge for it. But in this book, it was good. At least in this page, it was good. Because when you go to the next page and Jean Grey reads Hank's mind, or she sees her mind and goes into it, she sees this, okay? And that is an awesome page right there. I'll get you a little bit closer. Hopefully the camera focuses in. And it relives everything that has happened in the past for Jean Grey. I mean, everything. It is freaking awesome. And that's what this cover represents on the issue. And, you know, we were all speculating that she's going to become a Dark Phoenix again and everything else. But that's not the case right now. It's just she's reliving everything in her past. And she got to see situations from X Factor, issues 37 and 38. She gets to see her clone. She gets to marry Scott. She gets to kill her clone, where you see it here. You get to see where she comes to Dark Phoenix here and there. And when you go through the AR, it lists everything, and it is so cool of what's happened to her over the past. Apocalypse takes over Scott Summers' body. Just so killer. Best part of the issue. Loved it so much. She freaks out. She's like, dude, no, I can't. No, please, no, I can't leave. She leaves the place. They start talking with each other. Wolverine starts going at Scott for some reason, sitting there going, hey, bub, you know, I could just flip a finger and you're dead. He's like, and I can have Professor Xavier standing right over there. And it's just like they're all talking with each other, saying, stop, don't do it. And then the next thing you see young Hank McCoy and older Hank McCoy with his mutation completed. He has mutated, and if you look at the AR in this part of the book, they kind of make fun of the designs for Beast. So very cool. So you get to see Beast, and now they say, okay, young X-Men, now that you saw everything that you've seen, why don't you just go back to where you came from? No. That's where Jean Grey sits here and says, we're not going back. She's like, we can go back and Professor Xavier can mind swipe us and everything is going to be gone. And they're like, okay. So they take this big vote and they're like, who's staying? So you got Jean and Scott raising hands saying, oh, we'll stay. And Angel's sitting there saying, Warren saying, not saying anything. Beast is just like, you started it. So in the end, it's going to be Jean deciding that they're staying. And once they stay, they want to try to fix themselves in the present, not in the past. So pretty interesting stuff. And Scott just sits there at the end. He goes, Jean, can we talk for a second? And you can see that there. And she goes, leave me the hell alone. And she's all pissed off. And it's like, oh, damn. Scott is just on shit's list, man. And it's just a great issue and a great story. That's how it ends. You just get to see, Jean Grey just walk off like that. And it is awesome. Just totally awesome. I cannot wait to see what happens. Now that they're actually going to be staying here, dude, it's going to be so sweet. Oh, I love this book. It is so good. This is better than any X-Men titles that I've read, except for like maybe in the past, like when you're going back to the 80s and stuff. This is a great book. Guys, go out and buy this book. This book, even the artwork was a little lazy, I'm still giving it a 5 out of 5 just because the story is so good. So guys, check out All New X-Men if you can. I'm sure you can try to get the first 4 issues, or there's going to be a trade coming out soon. But buy this book if you haven't yet. This is something that should be on everyone's pull list. And if Marvel is doing something right with Marvel now at this point, it's this book right here, and I wish every book was like it. So guys, that is it from Mike Spider Slayer. As always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner, and to the next comic book review, I'll see you guys real soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.